What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 16, and the episode was titled No Holting Back, you guys. This is an interesting episode, to say the least, you guys. So, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, that means you guys are doing me a big, huge favor and stop taking me out on this date and hit that subscribe button, the like button, the notifications on, and share the video. And then with that out the way, actually, before we get into that, the next segment, the next part of the intro, I want to say thank you guys to everyone who left comments on my Love After Lockup video and my Rated to Love video. So I want to kind of explain to you guys what I was saying in those videos. What I was saying is, so I don't have any copyright strikes. I have no strikes on my channel. Thank God for that one. I don't have any copyright strikes. So whenever you hear me or anybody else say that YouTube flagged our videos, what we're saying is they flagged us from making money, so they demonetized those videos. So I can't. So the videos that I did, some of those videos that I did last week, I may make some money on it. It's limited to no money, right? So they'll either put an ad on the video or they won't, just because they think the content is not safe, not good for the advertisers, which is so interesting because one of my videos that I watched, my Queen's video, I watched it on my other YouTube channel, and they put a whole ad on there from PragerU. If you guys don't know anything about PragerU, it's an alt-right place. They talk about things that the right thinks about. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it, but yeah, that's really what it is. They demonetized the video. So going forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating a members only. Eventually, I probably will go live with the members only in January, which will be my fourth year on YouTube doing videos. So we'll probably go live with the members only on January 1st, as well as the Patreon on January 1st. And also, if you guys do want to, donate to me, my Cash App is down in the comment. My Cash App is in the description below. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, all of that. PayPal. That's all in the description bar below. If you guys, and you guys don't have to. It's just if you guys see fit to, bless your boy with a little bit of money. You don't have to. Just, it's there. Now, with that out the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and just discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, shall we? All right, you guys. So Love and Marriage Huntsville. So this episode, so we are over at Mel's office, which was formerly Holt and Holt, but now it's Melody S. Holt. I have a question about Melody's office. So she has an MHS. Why is the H in the middle? Why not the S? Since that's your middle name, right? Why not have an MSH and have the H as small as you can have it? But yeah. So what it is they're going to be having a meeting about the comeback crew. You guys, I get so sick of them talking about the comeback crew. I don't know which is worse, the comeback crew or the 47 acres. What I feel that they should do with both the 47 acres and the comeback crew, they should, number one, with the comeback crew, dissolve it. Let it be dead. Don't ever mention it again, right? And with the 47 acres, why not sell it, make a profit from it, split it down the middle? Whatever y'all make from it, y'all all split it and y'all all good, right? And I will say that is one of the things that drew me to this show, right? Was that there were black people who look like me, that were in business, making things happen for the community. I love that. But then we got into all the mess. But I mean, they still do their stuff, but it's just like, good God. So Marceau was the first person to show up, right? So him and Mel are having a conversation, and he's talking to Mel about, the interaction between Wanda and her curls and Miss Vanessa, right? And he's talking about, that Miss Wanda shouldn't have done that. But then Mel made a very valid point about last season. You guys remember last season? Excuse me, I choked. You guys remember last season? Marceau kept saying that he allegedly had a video of Miss Vanessa, a sex tape. Now, this is no shade to Miss Vanessa, because Miss Vanessa seems like a nice woman, right? But I don't want, like any of my friends, I don't want no sex tape. I don't want nobody. If me and my best friend were to get on a reality show, or any of my friends, right? We were to get on a reality show and we just so happen to fall out, And somebody like, oh, JB, guess what? I got a sex tape of your ex-best friend's mama. You want it? No, thank you. You can keep it. Why do you have it? Like, that's nasty. I don't want to see that. We were friends for years. I've been around her mother multiple times. Why do I want to see her mama in that position? No. So, so everyone shows up. Tisha shows up. Kimmy shows up. Maurice shows up. And Martell shows up in one of his Incredible Hulk t-shirts. Martell, I mean, my dude, get a shirt that fits you. So we get it. You want to show off? We showing off your arms, but it looks like you're gonna be like the Incredible Hulk and rip that shirt. So, and then you want to show your cleavage and everything. Ain't nothing wrong with showing your cleavage, but yeah, you show cleavage every time we see you. So then they start talking about the comeback crew, right? So again, like I say, with the comeback crew, I just really think that they should dissolve it, because there's not going to be any resolve, because I just don't see how they can work together. I don't see how they can work together. At one point, it was the Scotts versus the Holts. Now it's the Holts versus the Holts. Like, it's always going to be conflict when you guys get together. The idea of working together is a great one. It's a solid idea. If you guys see a project that you guys want to work on, we work on it. That's a great idea. Now, backtrack just a little bit. Mel asked Martell where the kids were. He said, they're in your office. She's like, my office? He said, yeah, your office. So, never mind. I was going to say, so your mama couldn't watch your kids? But you want to continuously talk about who Mel has around the kids. But, okay. Hypocrite. Mel did this to him and said, I'm going to go speak to my kids. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, please don't let this start an argument. And it did. She went and spoke to the kids, and when she came back, it started the argument between Mel and Martell. I was like, oh, my God. Because she mentioned the fact that Martell and Marceau had the conversation with Chris Fletcher, and that they were talking about her. Now, Mel, because she said, we'll see it she said, we'll see it. You will see it. And honestly, Marceau said nothing bad about you. It was your ex-husband that has everything to say. So then I wish Mel never mentioned Chris Fletcher, because that allowed for Martell to go below the belt. He really did go below the belt with this situation, right? When he was talking to Mel about the kids and talking to her, telling her that she neglects the kids. I'm like, are you serious? Those kids don't seem neglected to me in the slightest bit. Like, he loves to go below the belt, and it's just it's irritating and it's infuriating. And then I get it. They're still fresh off of the divorce, right? I get that. My thing with Mel is, you know that he's trying to push your buttons. If you know that a person is trying to push your buttons, don't give them the satisfaction of knowing that they did. Play it cool. Like, oh, okay, Martell, is that what you want to do? You want to go there? Cool. You can have it. I'm not even going to argue with you, because that's what you want. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of rattling my cage. But she did. So then Martell got upset and he left, right? So he went and got the kids, and he had to call Mel back because the oldest one, Mariah, she was crying. I was wondering, because Martell says that, she was just talking about the fact that, that used to be mommy and daddy's office, but now it's just mommy's office. And I'm also thinking to myself, I'm like, also that little girl probably felt your energy. You came in there. When you walked out of that room, you were pulling your microphone back off. So you probably had a unpleasant disposition. Like, you were probably heated. Because Mel told those kids she would come back once the meeting was over with, and she didn't. You just came in there and grabbed them and said, let's go. So they probably was like, well, what happened with mommy? Why didn't she come and say something to us? Like, I don't know if Martell doesn't realize it or not, but your actions are hurting your kids. And that's something that you're going to have to explain to your kids as they get older. Like, you're going to have to explain to them why you cheated on their mother. You're going to also have to explain to them why you treat their mother the way you treat her. They see that. And that is the one thing that I hate, is the fact that the kids see what Mel and Martell are doing. Like, bothersome. But let's move on, you guys. I spent long enough on that. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Maurice and Marceau, right? So we see Maurice and Marceau, and they go out and play tennis, right? So they're talking, and they're talking about the meeting that they had with Mel and with Martel. And I actually agree with Marceau, right? Because Marceau was saying that he can never do, at this point, the way that Mel and Martel are, he can't see himself doing business with Martel, and then you bring in Mel, you just can't really do that. Like, it's one thing to to apologize for your manager or your employee, right? So yeah, he's talking about that, and my thing, and he's like, but it's a completely different story when you have to explain for your business partner, right? Absolutely. Because you guys are I mean, even with a manager, you guys, that's a professional, right? But, I mean, in any situation, is professionalism. Employee, manager, business partner, you guys should be constant professionals. And also in the workplace like that, you guys should leave your personal at home and not bring it to work. But I get where Marcel is coming from. You don't want to take the risk with Mel and Martel being in the same room together and one of them triggers the other, because they both do it. They do it. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's all Martel. It's not. It's both Melody and Martel, but more specifically, it is Martel. Martel does it more than Mel does, but Mel has her instances where she will come at Martel. So we're not going to sit here and play like Martel is, just the devil. Mel has her moments too, right? So then not Marceau, but Maurice tells Marceau about, him and Martel having that therapy session with Dr. Francis. I don't even think it did a lick of good for Martel. With Martel, I think it goes in one ear and comes out the other, because I just can't imagine. I just don't think he even listens to anything that Dr. Francis says. I think Martel probably listens, but then he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Like, I don't care what you. It's basically I don't care. You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm still gonna do what I want to do. And I don't like people like that, right? I don't like when people are like that. If you ask someone for their opinion and whatever, you don't have to take it, but don't ask for it if you're not going to. Don't ask for some help if you're not going to take the help. I guess that's how I should preface it. But yeah, Martel goes in one ear and out the other, basically. So then Maurice tells Marceau, and the thing that annoyed me with Marceau in this scene was the fact that he says, when you and Dr. Francis think a lot alike. Okay. Is it because he's not chauvinistic? Is it because he's not misogynistic? Just basically like a Neanderthal, right? So Maurice tells him that Dr. Francis says that he has two wives. Oh God, that is a stretch. It is not a stretch. It's not a stretch. It is two different relationships. He has his actual legit real relationship with Kimmy, and he has his work, his job, his businesses. Those are relationships. You're still fostering them, but you have to know how to prioritize them. And that is both. I think that is both of the Scott brothers' problems. Neither one of them know how to prioritize anything. And then Marceau. I don't know if Marceau said the depression that he was dealing with depression for shock value or what. Because if you're dealing with depression, why not seek out the help? But then in his interview, he talks about he believes in therapy. Then why not seek it out? It and this is coming from someone who has depression and deals with it. Like, I just didn't like that. What it is with Marceau is he's stubborn and he's very stuck in his ways. But we're gonna move forward, you guys. All right, guys, and then next up we have the ladies. So the ladies met up at Maurice and Kimmy's business, right? So they're talking, and they discuss what happened. Actually, it was Kimmy who asked how was Mariah. She says, oh, she's good. So this was Martel's week to have the kids, right? So you know I was reading I hand wrote my notes this week, you guys. That's why I'm looking down. So in my notes, I have here, when it comes to Mel, and I just said it a few minutes ago, when it comes down to Mel, I wish that Mel, when Martell takes his cheap shots, right? Because that's what he does. He just takes cheap shots to get at her. When he takes his shots, I wish that Mel would just not engage with him. That's the one thing that I wish for with Mel. Martell wants a reaction from you, and you are giving him the reaction that he wants. And I just wish that she didn't give it to him, right? But they did talk about that meeting with him and her, with all of them, and how he acts. And so Kimmy says, going forward, like, how can we help when it comes down to that? How can we help, basically either put a stop to it or just try to change the situation, change the subject or whatever, right? And Mel says the best thing for them to do is to not invite them, into spaces together. And I'm actually in agreement with that. I agree with that. I think at this point, it's best if you guys just don't invite Mel and Martell to anything together, right? Because anytime they get together, they're going to argue. But then that's going to be an interesting situation, right? Because, well, Mel says that, they can let her know and she'll be like, no, I'm not coming. But with that, I would feel like Martell would be like, oh, so Mel's not coming? Oh, well, hey, that's fine. You guys like me more than you like Mel. He would do a thing like that, I feel, right? And that's how I feel. Let me know what you guys think. I do feel that they don't need to be in the same space with each other. I do agree with that, right? Because it's going to always end in an argument. Always. And it's really sad because this is business that you guys were dealing with business, and you guys managed to mix in your personal life with the business. And that's why I say, again, thinking about what Marceau said, I couldn't do business with them because I would be too afraid that you guys would just bring up your personal in our business meetings. So then we move over to Kimmy and Tisha with the text message. Honestly, I'm not gonna go because it really didn't make a lot of sense. It was petty on both parts, right? Let's just say that. Let's agree that it was petty. It was petty in that meeting, right? I got where Tisha was coming from. Tisha was just sending a reminder text message out to say, hey, we all need, if you guys are going to donate to the Destiny race, here's the information to do so, right? I got that. I also got Kimmy's point of view, right? Kimmy was like, Maurice and I always, donate and we volunteer our time. So I felt like, that could have been you text us, but that also could have been a follow-up phone call, especially if you know that we always do that kind of stuff, right? Just send us a text message and say, hey, are you guys, call me and be like, hey, so I know you and Maurice, y'all always, donate some money to whatever cause that we're putting on, right? But, we haven't gotten a check just yet. I got where Kimmy was coming from in that instance. I did. But like I said, I just think it was both. I think it was petty on both parts. But at the same time, it's interesting because when it comes to business and money, you should be able to put here we go again, right? When it comes to business and personal, when you're dealing with business, you should be able to put your personal BS to the side and focus on the business. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think I could ever go into business with my friends or my family, because what if we fall out and then the business side is affected because of the personal side? So I just don't think I could do it. But we're going to move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Wrapping the episode up with Mel and Martell. So we see Martell, right? So he's meeting with Fred Acklin, right? So they're building his house and they're getting ready for, the get their permits, right, so they can do everything inside of their house. So they're waiting for the inspection to come through, right? So Fred asked Martell about his, home builder's license. This is Martell's problem. You have so much energy, and we're going to discuss it. You got so much energy for other things. Fred Ackland asked Martell, how was it going with the studying for your home builder's license? Martell's like, he cannot make the time for it, right? I'm like, bruh, if it's anything that is of importance to you, you find a way and you make the time for the things that you care about the most. If you don't care about it, you're not going to make time for it. I don't think Martell really cares about this home builder's license as much as he professes. I don't. I think everything that Martell is doing is an attempt to be like, ha ha ha, Mel, yeah, me and you not together, but look, I can do this, I can do that. It's more of a in your face, Mel, I can do without you. I don't need you for this because I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But you're failing miserably at it, right? So Mel FaceTimes him and she's like, can I pull up, can I need to talk to you. He's like, okay. She's like, but I feel like this is a conversation that we need to have in person. So can I come to wherever you are? So Mel pulls up. Here's the reason why Martell can't study for that damn home builder's license is because you're too focused on what Melody is doing. So we found out that Melody went on a date with someone, right? Went to a restaurant that I guess that she and Martell frequented when they were together, right? So I guess Martell must have called her and asked her where she was, and she told him. So then he was allegedly in a business meeting. So you in a business meeting. So you obviously must, like she said, you either cut the business, you either didn't have a business meeting because someone was supposed to come from LA to meet with him. So either you didn't have a business meeting or you cut that business meeting very short when you found out what she was doing. And so you're more focused on what Melody's doing instead of business opportunities. Like, that's stupid. And then that's why, like I said, that's why he can't study for that damn test. You are so worried about what Mel is doing that you can't you can't do the things that you know that if you really want to do these things, if you want this home builder's license, you would be like, whatever Mel's doing, that's fine. Let me just worry about my kids. Now I get it. If you have the kids with you, that might be a little bit hard for you to study. But when the kids are not with you, how are you occupying your free time? Please explain that. So then they started arguing back and forth. Here we go again, like I said about Mel. Stop engaging with this man. I just need her to stop engaging with him. I really do. He loved, and then he starts talking about what she says on social media. Martell, you do the same stuff she does on social media. So please miss me with that shit. Like, y'all are all on social media. I just read you guys a few weeks ago his social media post about his barbecue and him liking coleslaw on the side. So, y'all are tit for tat. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Please leave your comments in the comments section below and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else and share the video. Until the next one, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.